Fix what I couldn't see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay. But I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go. Stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. This is my why. North Dakota carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all the way around. Lost the weight, cleared my mind, left that old road far behind. What I found was something true, did it myself, and so can you.
And good evening. Well, it's another beautiful Wednesday night here. Took last night off of doing any live streams. It was 25th anniversary with my wife. We went out for dinner, and this is, well, minus the roll in the background, this is what I had. I had smoked chicken wings. I had smoked ribs and smoked sausage. That was what my dinner consisted of. My wife had the brisket and the sausage. So, and it was a nice night. We had a nice quiet night. We did have one of our granddaughters with us because her mom was stuck at work. So we ended up taking her. That wasn't a big deal. She's quiet. She enjoys it. She had a good time too. But, this is what my blood sugars did yesterday with that meal. The highest I got yesterday was 108. This was at, this shows at 5 o'clock. But this is what it was last night when after we got done eating. Didn't do anything to my blood sugars. My blood sugars actually went down. So, absolutely fabulous meal. My ketones today This was at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:50. 96 and a 1.5 for a Dr. Boz ratio of 63. And I've talked about this many times on my channel that the reason I did carnivore was for my blood pressure. And I came off of 5 blood pressure medications in 6 weeks. And I guess I never feel my readings of my blood pressure now, right? So I was sitting down here thinking about this just a little bit ago. I went and grabbed my blood pressure cuff. I mean, just from sitting or standing up and walking around to sitting down, taking my blood pressure, 107/69. You can't get better than that. I mean, my pulse is 62. It's this way of eating works. This is why I did what I did. This is why I did carnivore, was to help with my blood pressure. I take no medications at all anymore. I was on 5 blood pressure medicines, and now I don't take anything, and I have blood pressure of 107/69. When I first started, well, when I first decided to go to the doctor, I had seen my chiropractor for the first time in a couple of years because he had moved, went away, came back. During the new patient intake, my blood pressure was at borderline. It was like a 130 something, 139/90 or whatever. It was right at the high blood pressure mark. I was taking a uh, allergy medication that had decongestant, and I knew that that always raised my blood pressure. Wasn't really concerned about it. Happened many times before. The doctor would say, "Yeah, your blood pressure's getting up there." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm taking this medication." She's like, "Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe stop it for a little bit and check it and make sure it comes back down." And I did. Well, after doing this with my chiropractor, I checked my blood pressure and it didn't go down. So after seeing my chiropractor where it was, borderline, I mean, right at the edge, 2 weeks without taking the allergy medication, my blood pressure was then like 220/110 or something crazy like that. It was just really out there. That got me on the road to taking blood pressure medications, going to see a doctor, put on blood pressure medicine. It worked for a couple days. Blood pressure shot back up. And it continued to do that until I ended up on 5 different blood pressure medications. 2 of them were the max dosage, and the other 3 were a lower dose, but they did different things than what the other ones did. So it was a combination, but it was still high, even on 5 blood pressure medications. I did carnivore. I switched my diet to foods like this without the bun that got left behind. But this is what I ate. I ate this kind of food simply because it's what worked for me. I saw so many videos of people having um, success in healing with different things because they ate foods like this: beef, butter, bacon, and eggs in one bowl, right? A power bowl. You'll hear Carrie Mann talk about this. You'll hear Emma the Carnivore talk about this. One of the best meals that you could have is right there. I mean, check it out. Who doesn't like beef, butter, bacon, and eggs? I mean, it's amazing. But eating stuff like this helped me come off of my blood pressure medications and continues to keep my blood pressure at 107/69, 2 years into my carnivore journey. 6 weeks short of being 2 years off of my blood pressure medications. Amazing. And this is why I come on here and I talk about this. It's my experience. I'm not a doctor and it's not medical advice, but you can heal your body. You can help to heal your body by eating a proper diet. And carnivore is a proper diet. You just won't hear that from anybody that has a degree, mostly because they've all been trained not to believe it. And the first one in the house tonight was Uncle Charlie. Hey, Uncle Charlie. Uncle Charlie says, hope you had a great anniversary dinner with your wife. I saw the pictures you put up You look better now with less hair. I do, don't I? I used to have hair. It used to be, a regular color, and when it turned gray, I got rid of it. Just the way I am. I don't need hair. It's less of a headache now. And then John Together Strong, sharing experience, strength, and hope one day at a time. And John Together Strong's app for the Eagle Metabolic Project is live in the Play Store for Android, and he's working on the one for your iPhone still, but it is still working out there in multiple countries now. It's global now, and I wanted to put this in here. Appreciate you stopping in, John, because it reminded me to put this in there. This is the link to his website, Eagle Project Productions. Eagle Project Productions. So go here. If you're a creator, sign up in it. If you're not a creator, go in there and select your favorite creators. You actually get the notifications that YouTube doesn't put out. So take the time, go check it out. It is a absolutely great website. And there's more than just the YouTube stuff that goes on to it and is on there. Lynn, 22Q Cat's in the house. Good evening. Cindy's here too. It's great to see you. Jeff is in the house. Hey, Jeff, how are you doing tonight? How's your fast going? This would be a fasting day. See, I'm currently 25 hours, 5 minutes short of 25 hours into my fast. It's really good. Carnivore Wayne, nice to see you in here tonight. D, how are you doing? Thinking for myself. And that's one of the biggest things too. Thinking for yourself. Stop listening to what the doctors say. Stop listening to so much of the bad advice that we've been given for so many years. Do the research. I actually have a link in the description, and it didn't turn out to be a link, but it's Dr. Tony Hampton's video that he put out. It's actually really good. I watched it twice today already. A vegan put out that video talking about the carnivore diet not being good. And while Dr. Hampton was watching, he realized he'd already done the video on this one here, and he had the opposite conclusion of it. But he did a very straight and narrow take on this again and went down each of the facts so that he spelled it out objectively. And it's actually a really good video. Check out the video. It's in the description. It's really good. Speaking of thinking for myself, thanks to you. Appreciate that's a good segue. Aaron, great to see you on. I missed your live. I was at work. I wasn't able to do that, but I did get a notification that you were live. Everybody's saying hi. John says, love catching you live. For anyone who wants to keep up with me, yep, look us up, John Together Strong. Great carnivore crew. Absolutely. And the more people we get onto John's site to sign up for this year, the better it's going to be. I've gone on there several times, and so I have my creator stuff in there. I'm also a person that watches it, so I go on there and I pay attention to who's on there too. And I've subscribed to every creator that's on there from the carnivore community. So I get all the notifications when people are going live and when their new videos are coming out. Really nice. Uncle Charlie says, did I do some research by doing alternate day fasting is better than doing a 30-month water fast? I've done the research on it, and depending upon how you put the information into the search engine, you can get different answers. So for me, I've done the alternate day fasting and I felt great when I did it for 2 months. Then I got complacent and I stopped doing it and I had a hard time getting back into it. That's why I was doing the 72-hour fast. But I really liked how I felt doing the alternate day fasting. I liked the results I got on the alternate day fasting, and to me, it's a more sustainable. It's easier for me to do. Once you get into it, it's more sustainable. And like the slide deck I did the other day, I'm never more than 36 hours away from a meal, except for maybe tomorrow. This is going to be a little bit different. It's more flexible too. And the way I'm doing it is I eat 2 meals a day on the days that I can eat, but that's flexible. Now, Friday is my fasting day for 36 hours, but I also have another celebration on Friday. It's my mom and stepdad's 50th wedding anniversary, and we're going out to dinner. So tomorrow I'm going to break my fast in the morning with my homemade bacon, eggs, and I'm going to have some meatballs too. Oh, speaking of meatballs, okay, you probably saw this here sitting out here in the corner. Carnivore Companion, his new seasoning, Greek Freak. I have not tried it yet, but just the smell of it makes my mouth water. It's smelling absolutely fabulous. I'm going to be making meatballs with that, and I got to run to the store and get some feta cheese so I can have some feta cheese and Greek meatballs. It's going to be absolutely amazing. But doing a 30-day water fast has its own challenges, and I've never gone more than 7 days. So I don't know if I could do a 30-day fast. But for me, the 36-hour alternate day fasting is more sustainable than trying to do a long fast. And I get the benefits of fasting for 15 days a month. And even today, this isn't even 24 hours into my fast, and my ketones are at 1.5, and my glucose is at 96. So and that's checking with blood. Dr. Boz ratio of 63, so it's really good. That was a really good meal. Jeff is asking John if he had another procedure. Yeah, it was great, Aaron. Everybody's still chatting, and John says no, haven't had it yet. They canceled and pushed it to September. Okay. You'll be in our prayers September 9th. That's a Wednesday. That's actually my son's birthday. No, wait. His birthday's on the 8th. Sorry. I get confused. 9/8/8/9. Yes. John's in our prayers. It's just crazy. How do they justify that? 5 blood pressure and meds. Unbelievable. They're not, our healthcare is not healthcare. It's sick care management. They manage you while you're sick with their medications. And that's what they're doing. That doctors are no longer trained to think outside the box. They're trained to think, what prescription do they take to cover that symptom? And that's what they do. They just continue running with the symptoms like that. Oh, wait a minute. I knew I forgot to do something on here. Brian isn't on here to tell me to put those on. Angie says, hi, y'all. Fasted for 54 hours and fed with ground beef, dehydrated bacon, and about an ounce of Parmesan from a wedge. That's the best Parmesan from that wedge, and you shred it yourself. Man, I like that. That was 11:30 a.m. Hit my timer again. Tomorrow, fast Friday feast. Awesome. Nice, Angie. Sounds like you had a great fast and a great refeed real quick there. I like hearing that. Congratulations. And there's Brian. Good evening, Brian. It's nice to see you. Yeah, the Eagle Guide is now international in 175 countries and live on Android. And it works. All right, so everybody's saying hi. Werewolf is in the house. Great to see you. And this is Al Kadir. Hiya. Hello. Hello. How are you? Nice to see you here. Jeff has stayed with my mom for a couple of days, fasting at 26 hours. Struggled with hunger a little bit today. You know, and that's one of the things that I gave up the coffee for 71 or 72 days. And I started drinking coffee again. I had coffee on Monday and had absolutely no hunger issues. I had coffee today in the morning and I didn't have any hunger issues until work got really stressful again. I clocked out for lunch and I came home and I made another cup of coffee. I used a French press, so it's not from a coffee pot. But I made one more, and that helped me get through the day without any more issues with hunger. So to me, having the coffee back in my corner as a hunger deterrent has really helped. And so far, no pain, no issues with that. So I'm very happy about that. John says, Uncle Charlie, I agree with you. They dumped a bunch of medications on you without even testing. Absolutely, they don't test. It's just what they do. You come in with a symptom, they find the medication that covers that symptom so that you don't notice it anymore, and that's what they give you. And then you have side effects of that, and they give you more medications to cover the side effects. It's just a vicious circle that they do. He says, well, I might color my gray, but he'll never confirm it, right? That's actually why I shaved my goatee off too. And I used to have that is because my goatee turned gray. And I tried the Just for Men coloring for my beard. It did not look good. So I did not do that. And now I can handle having a gray beard now. It doesn't bother me. You'll see that here in a few months when it starts to get cold. First part of the winter, I am going to grow a beard again just to keep my cheeks warm because the air gets a bit nippy around Christmas time. Yeah, D says, Angie, nice job fasting. You're going to try this weekend, maybe. D, that's one of the hardest things I found for me, and this is me. I had the hardest time fasting on weekends. I could fast during the week when I'm at work, no problems. That kept me distracted. It kept me busy. The weekends, that's where I have the urge to snack a lot, and that's terrible. But if you can fast through a weekend, you can fast at any time. I would recommend starting slow, 36 hours first, just to see how you feel. And be careful when you refeed because a lot of times people want to gorge and eat a whole bunch more than what they really need. John says 54 hours, Angie. That's incredible. Love the refeed too. Enjoy your feast on Saturday. Yeah, Lynn 22 QCat, that Greek freak. Love the name. Try it. You're gonna love the flavoring on it. It is just smelling it. My mouth is starting to water again just thinking about it. Can make meatballs. Yum, right? Greek freak meatballs with feta cheese. Just Jason Keto. Hey, good evening. It's nice seeing you in here tonight. Hey, Jason, do you ever look at like a carnivore chef Reed? You should check this out. His new seasoning, Greek Freak. It smells amazing. I'm gonna make some meatballs tonight for my lunch tomorrow, or breakfast tomorrow, actually. Saying hi to Jason. So, how is anybody else out there fasting? We know Angie's doing good. Jeff had a little struggle today. Anybody else? How are you doing on your fast today? Or how'd you do with your fast this week? Has anybody broke their fast early? Started a new fast? How's the great country of Canada doing? Eh? You got to put an EH at the end of that. That way you can speak Canadian, Aaron. Yeah, I harass Canadians, Jason, because I grew up just south of the border in North Dakota, and where I grew up in was a camping area. It's a park. People come down there. We lived there all year round, but they used to be like half to three quarters of them were Canadians, and I always hung out with the kids, And I used to harass the Canadians. They'd be down there talking, "How you doing?" A, and I'd go B, C, D, and they'd look at me. And I'd tell them, "Well, you get the first letter of the alphabet right. I'll teach you the rest of it." Some of them would get the joke and understand. Some would get really offended and say, "It's EH, not A, you a-hole." I know that. But, that was just a fun way to do stuff. That was back in, early, mid 80s. That was a long time ago. She pushes micro dosing of the GLP-1 when needed. She doesn't push it on everybody. So she does have clients that do microdose, and she uses it as a tool, not as a long-time permanent solution for weight loss, for diabetes, or for hunger. She uses it as a tool, which I have said from everything that I've read about it, it's not a bad way to do it. It's a tool to use once you learn how to deal with your food issues and you can come off of it. That's when you come off of it. And that is what she teaches on that. Hey, John says 8 p.m. tonight, you're starting a 20-day fast depending upon stress. That's what you're shooting for. Awesome. So you'll be doing on your 20-day fast while you're doing your procedure on the 9th? Or it'll be just at the end of that? No, you'll be in that. I had to look at the calendar. And Uncle Charlie says, my new diet is 9 eggs, half-pound bacon, half-pound ground beef, no butter, no fat, no cheese, OMAD. And that is actually a really good 9 eggs, a half a pound of bacon, a half a pound of ground beef. Doesn't need any additional fats with it or cheese or anything like that. And that's about the exact macros that most people would find extremely beneficial for this way of eating. And yeah, Dee says, that sounds promising. Hard to imagine having to drink coffee. No, it's actually really easy to imagine it if you've drank it all your life. I started drinking coffee when I was 8, 9 years old. It's just what I did with my grandma and my grandpa. Well, my grandma, my step grandpa, my aunts and uncles. I mean, we always drank coffee. You're welcome, Angie. You've had some great results fasting and you've done a great job on it. Uncle Charlie says I would only do a 30-day water fast if I had to lose 50 pounds. You were 325 and now you're down to 170. Yeah. And see, maybe when I first started the carnivore diet, maybe when I first started doing my fasting, I could have done a 30-day fast. At my current weight, I don't have that much weight to lose to justify trying to do a 30-day fast. So I don't know if I would do it. I know when I did my 5-day fast, I lost a considerable amount of weight. And I got back down to 205. And that was just at the start of this month. I'm back up That 210 still just hanging right in that area, which I'm fine with. I'd like to get back down, but hanging out 210 is fine with me. My body's going through different transitions and different healing. And as long as I stay in this area, I'm fine. I know doing the alternate day fasting, I may be at this weight for a few days, maybe a week, maybe 2 weeks, and then I'll drop a couple pounds and I'll be at that weight again. And I don't mind doing this. This is why I think this is more sustainable for me. It's easy to do for me. Yeah, Dee says that she's a black coffee girl. It's the only way to drink coffee. Oh, Rick did a video on flock cameras. I'm gonna have to go watch that. What is your opinion on flock cameras, Rick? I gave mine out in Larry's meeting on Carnivore Quest the other day. As a former law enforcement officer, I spent 9 years in the military, the United States Army Military Police. Well, actually 8 years, 29 days, or 8 years, 5 months, 29 days. I can go down to the exact time. I spent that time as military police, and I completely disagree with the way they're using the flock cameras. It's a unauthorized search because they're just looking for something. Yeah, I just disagree with them. License plate readers, they have no business. Uncle Charlie, Dr. Boz doesn't promote GLP-1 the standard way. Yeah, she'll microdose a specific GLP-1 short term for certain people, but that's it. Correct. And she gets people back off of them, and that's the difference between what she's doing and what most other doctors are doing. Uncle Charlie said I went on vacation, brought my own food last night. He had ice cream and a pound of fudge all by yourself, and you lost 5 pounds. Booyah, right? I remember you were talking about that. And she had to step away, but she's still listening. Dee says, yes, I grow my hair. I'm learning to keep my legs warm. Just kidding. Or are you? I don't know. And Rick says he gave up beef for now because of is that because of the rising prices? Jason says it's from the U.S. No, it's not something he'll be typically looking at to buy. The Greek Freak it's Carnivore Companion. Carnivorous Chef Reed. It's his seasoning that he uses and he promotes, and it's actually clean, not bad. Just Be Less Fat broke a 66-hour fast today, and now rolling in at 86-hour fast. Rolling into an 86-hour fast. Awesome. That is another fantastic fast. How long did you refeed for? And do you eat a specific amount of food or calorie wise? What do you break your fast and how long is your refeed? Aaron says last night of sardine challenge. Had those anchovies last night. Yeah, I saw you did it live last night when I woke up this morning. I was in bed pretty early last night, surprisingly. And Brian broke his fast today at 72 hours, not feeling good. You have to listen to your body. If you're not feeling good, it's not always good to continue fasting. He says, Lynn, I'm not a facial hair girl, so I always say that when guys say they grow beards to keep their face warm. Yep. I get that. Muscles today? That's interesting. Yeah. He says, yum. You usually eat 3 meals in an 8 hour window when you break your fast, or is that outside of fasting? And Brian says 100% John on Dr. Boz. She does use the GLP-1 as a tool, and it's a short term and individually specific for the people that she's working with. And Angie says, hope you're feeling better, Brian. And Rick says, oh, maybe there is hope. Gordon Food has ground beef now for $3.99 a pound. Hope it's ground beef. Just Be Less Fat says, oofta. You can't be so sensitive, eh? Yeah, take off. And I grew up in the era of Bob and Doug McKenzie and, Geddy Lee and Rush. Take off, Hoser. Just Be Less Fat says, Dr. Beckman started taking a similar view of microdose to help with carb addiction, etc. See, and I actually have that video in my to watch later. I haven't watched Dr. Bigman's video on that yet, but I did see that. Babe Doll's in the house. Good evening from Oklahoma. How's it going down there tonight? Cosmic Gesture. I'll microdose something else. Will be a touch a big pharma drug, but you'll microdose something else before you touch a big pharma drug. Yes. I got you. D says, hey, Rick, I'm D, by the way. You can call me D or whatever. And Brian says, congratulations, Rick, on Dr. Phil's course. Yeah, congratulations. Nice to see that you're doing that. D, not Ducky? Oh, that's funny. You're no duck, but are you a quack? Just say no. And see, I'm walking off the ribeye I just ate. Don't normally eat this late. Yeah, it is starting to get late, isn't it? And you're way over there in the other time zones. So it's what, coming up on 9 o'clock for you, Terry? Rick says, I have a job to do tomorrow, and it's near Gordon Foods, so you might treat yourself to 2 10-pound ground beef logs. That'd be a good thing to do. Get some 80-20 and make it last for a while. But that'd be 20 pounds would last you a week or so. Uncle Charlie says, how much do you weigh and how much you want to hit? I was 325, wanted to get to 220, and here I am killing it at 170. I was 347 when I started this, my weight loss, and I am currently at 210. I've gotten down to 205 is my lowest so far. My goal weight is to get under 200 pounds because then I am no longer considered to be overweight. After hitting the 200-pound mark, my goal is to be around the 190 pounds so that my weight can fluctuate that 5 to 7 pounds and I still remain below 200 pounds. So that's my goal. And I don't plan on getting any lower than that, and hope I don't. And he says there's so many reasons to fast. It's very therapeutic. Absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I love fasting. You love it and you feel better when you do a fast. A lot of people don't understand. Some people don't get the ketones either. If you're eating later in the night, later in the evening, and going to bed, that can inhibit the ketone production. If you can eat early enough and fast during the day longer, and then when you're sleeping, the ketones rise, you sleep better. Well, I do anyway. Some people get restless when their ketones get elevated, but it's a energy thing where you just have more energy, and I feel so much better. Uh, John says, "Congratulations, Rick, on finishing Dr. Kilt's course. If you're if you are coaching, you can claim a free coach badge on the Eagle Guide." That's right. That is on there also. I have not done it this week, Uncle Charlie. I am still going to be doing it. I don't know why I did. I've been debating about getting up in the morning and doing it in the morning because I do. I always did better when I first woke up doing the T25 instead of at the end of the day, where I get home and I feel rushed. Like when I get today on my way home, I had to stop and get dog food. By the time I get to stop at the store, get dog food, and get back home, I wouldn't have had time to do my workout. But I can still get up at 4 a.m., do my 25-minute workout. I'd get to work at 5:30 in the morning instead of 5. Not a big deal, and I could stay to work until 5:30 and still make it home in time to do a 6:15 live, and it's not a big deal. And get my workout in. So I'm still debating on doing that, and I think I just might have talked myself into doing that again. Everybody saying hi. While we're scrolling through this here, it's a good time to hit that like button. You have a special catapult I made just for flock cameras, right? Yeah, I can't stand them things. And Rick says, I think flock cameras are a money making scheme. I used to sell camera systems back in the early 2000s. You know, having cameras isn't a bad thing. I have cameras in my house or around my house so I can see what's going on. We did them for a reason to begin with, and now it's just something that I'm used to, but I control them. And, I'm not finding people and stuff like that. And Angie says, Big Brother, right? Because a lot of people are under the mentality of, well, if it's being used to catch criminals, well, think of the next time a pandemic happens and then you start getting watched by flock cameras because you left your house when you weren't supposed to. Now you're a criminal. That's not fun. Dee says, I fasted unintentionally, but never for a long time. That's how I started my fasting, Dee, was unintentionally. I wasn't hungry one day and I just didn't eat. Rick says, I stopped driving in the Home Depot parking lots, right? Any coach can sign up for free and get a free advertising for your coaching business. List by state and your website right on the Eagle Guide. So again, that's at John Together Strong site. Just the one. I think that's the only one I've put up here so far. Or was that it might have been Tony Hampton's video. Either way, check it out. Angie says, D, my longest fast was the 5-day fast that you did at the start of August. It felt amazing. And the 5-day, 120 hours are a really significant fast. They do so much good for the body. And a lot of it actually happens after you start your refeed for a lot of the healing benefits to kick in, which is really cool. Dee says, just like everything, if it's used for the right reason, it's good. Flock cameras, duck food, right? But it's used for the right reason for what the right reason can change. And that's the issue that I have with the flock cameras. Angie says, John, your notification system is amazing and super accurate. Thank you for all you do. And it is. It is so nice to get the notifications for the people's live shows and stuff like that. It is really nice. Uncle Charlie says it costs me $8 a day to they are hungry, just drink water. You'll be less hungry. You eat beef instead of the crappy chicken. That's true. It has a different nutrition profile than the fat. And that they wash in the bleach and duck food. Yes. Um, you are right on that. Hey, Gary. How you doing? Gary says hello, and hello to everybody in the chat. John says, thank you for the feedback, Angie. That's what helps me improve it. Glad the notifications are landing accurate now. Still watching whether the Android app sends them right. I'll see. And I couldn't tell you if mine showed up on my Android app, but it popped up on my laptop. That's for darn sure when I went live. You like the rolling 48 to 54 hour fast, Angie? They are really good, and your body does good on. Well, my body did really good on those style fasts. I like the consistency of the 36-hour and the flexibility of it, because I think I got sidetracked. Well, I'm going to be eating a larger meal tomorrow morning and then starting my fast at like 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, Thursday morning, and going to 6 p.m. Friday. That way, it's still a 36-hour fast, but I'll be eating Friday night at my parents' celebration for their 50th anniversary. And that's what I like about the alternate day fasting 36 hours is the flexibility that it comes with. It really makes a difference. And Carnivore Wayne says he loves the text notifications, John. So a lot of people are actually really enjoying the app and the notifications and the website. So again, thank you very much, John Together Strong, for all that you do for this community. It is gratefully appreciated. Jeff says just refeed days. If eating every day, 2 meals in a 6-hour window, right? And that's what works for you. For me, I generally do my refeed 12 hours apart because that's what seemed to work for me last time. And that's what I do. Gary says I would have said hi first, but didn't see you in the scroll. Yep. Rick says that he is a quack. Maybe not. And he says your body makes its own GLP-1 when you fast, and it does. Some people need it for other reasons, and that's understandable. And for some people, they need that food noise to go down. I've had issues with that myself when I was first starting, but not to the point where once I started eating the fatty meat, it helped out tremendously. When I was eating more pork and more chicken, it wasn't as good. Once I started eating the fatty red meats, that food noise started going away more and more. Now I only get it when I get stressed. But your body does make its own GLP-1, and that's the important part of it. Wayne John says it means a lot. Glad the text and notifications are hitting for you. It's exactly what they're there for. Lynn says, I beat you again, Gary. You're slow, no slow. Rick says the trick is finding the time to go through the Kilts course. Yes. And actually, when I went through the Kilts course, I took vacation time from work so I could do it for the 2 hours during the course. And I had time to go through a bunch of other stuff while I was doing that, just so I was able to do this. I had to schedule the time in. A quack is relative. Yeah. Carver Teacher Alpha John Lespina. How are you doing tonight? Great to see you in here. I appreciate you stopping in. Oh, you're on Ontario for a few weeks. You're not that far away from me. Actually, you're pretty close to where Jerome was too. He was in Toronto. 7315, awesome. You've been waiting to eat a heart attack burger. I do like the heart attack burger, half pound, extra bacon, extra cheese. I don't have to have the extra cheese, but extra bacon. And that homemade bacon I made. Wait. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Sorry. I cured my own pork bacon or pork belly, made my own bacon. This stuff is so good. It's a tremendous flavor, unlike anything that you get at the store. It is just amazing. Rick says, I have eggs, bacon, and cheese and have serious burger cravings, right? And that's one of the things that when I get stressed at work, the food noise I have is for beef. And whether it's ground beef, burgers, a steak, it's something beef that I want. So it's still a good food noise. I could eat if I want to. Rick says, after I eat a heart attack burger, I can reach 200 pounds. Me too. If I eat enough of them, I can get down to 200 pounds. D says, Rick, I think you should just eat a salad of meat. Rick says you could care less about ketones. That's fine. For people that have a lot of healing to do, the ketones actually help heal a lot. So I do pay attention to them. Uncle Charlie says no need to eat more than once a day unless you want to gain weight. Again, that's everybody has their own way of doing stuff. Like people like Aaron and Brian, who had the gastric weight loss surgeries, they don't have the stomach where they can eat a single meal in a day. So they do have to eat more than one time. A lot of people do anyway. So not everybody's the same. Everybody has their own path that they have to go down to do this. Oh, that's right. Dante was on tonight. Rick, Gary didn't see you in Dante's live chat. White Carnivores. Blaine, Dean, how you doing tonight? Dean says, hi, I hope you can break that 200-pound barrier. Yep. You think you're pretty close to where I am. I'm hovering right around the 205 pounds and hoping to get down to 195. My plateau seems to be 205. I've hit the 205 mark a couple of times and gone right back up to like the 210. This summer I went back up to 227, and that's when I started doing the rolling or the weekly 72-hour fast. Got back down to 205, back to 210, and now I'm just kind of hovering right at that 210 mark, and I know I'm going to get there eventually. And if I don't, I'm actually not sad being where I'm at because I feel great. And he says, Rick, you must be super tall. You do not look anywhere close to 200 pounds. Rick is tall and 6'6", so yeah. That 200 pounds on him does not look like 200 pounds. D says, I can't work out after work because I work out at work. I have to work out in the morning. Right? Carrie was there. You could have talked about old times. And Rick says, I am an inch taller than Dr. Baker. and you're 3 inches taller than me. You guys are quacking me up. Rick says the cameras are placed there to see cars going in and out, not for security. Correct. And that's where it's wrong. If it's done for security and stuff like that, it's all right. But if you're watching people for other stuff, that's where it gets troublesome. Yeah, they're not for the benefit of all. You missed the 1980s when nobody had cameras. That's what I'm talking about. I'm glad they didn't have cameras when I was young. Can you imagine what people would be doing now if they were showing videos of what we did when we were kids in the 80s? Oof, that wouldn't be good for anybody. Rick says, I will never be a coach. My carnivore knowledge is free. And that in itself is being a coach, Rick. And I think you'll be an important one too. No, let's not do that. Going back to this, my daughters did that to me one day. They were, really young, probably like maybe 6, 7 years old, the two oldest. And they started that in the back seat. And I told them to knock it off or I was going to stop the car and make them walk. We're on our way to my mom and dad's house, to the grandma and grandpa's house. Less than a block away. They weren't listening. I stopped the car. I made my daughter get out, the one that continued on. And I drove down the hill. It's just 3/4 of a block to their house. She had no idea where she was. Had to walk back up there and get her because she was so distraught. I thought it was funny. Gary says, hey, Aaron, I saw you living the dream. You've been popping up all over my feed. Yep. Aaron's been busy. Rick says, I eat 4 to 6 pounds of meat a day, along with 6 eggs, yogurt, and cheese. That's a healthy appetite. Carnivore Ron, good evening. You just got home. It's nice to see you here. Appreciate you stopping by. Rick's Riding Talks are so informative. Everyone needs to check them out. It's not just carnivore, it's history and comedy. Yep, if you get it. They are interesting. I will say that. I have watched quite a few of Rick's videos. John says, oh, my YouTube channel with the music videos, he started a new series to celebrate the country's 250th anniversary. The content is our history across those 250 years. Awesome. Yeah, what's a vacation? I don't know. Golden Girl, can you share a link to that notification everyone was mentioning? I will. Give me just one moment. I will make sure I'm putting this up here. Copy. John, Together Strong. This is his eagle. That is not right. There we go. JohnTogetherStrong.com. That's where you want to go. And when you get into that, you sign up for the community. Check out the creators. You check out the guide. You can select the creators that you want to follow and get notifications from. It's actually really nice. And John's did an amazing job on that. And let's see, Ron's in there. Hey, Uncle Willie. Nice seeing you here. A little bit late, but hey, that's fine. Yeah, the bacon looks delicious. It was. I thought I ate half of it the other day when I brought it to work. Turns out I only ate half of one of the containers. thought my wife ate a bunch of it the night before. He says, just gonna hang out tonight. Put your hair up. You're just gonna hang. When I get my first pull up, then I'll go live for the second one, maybe. Donna Ray inspired you. Donna Ray is inspiring. Which picture? My blood pressure? I was actually really excited. I was kind of worried about it because I hadn't taken my blood pressure for a while, but popping up at 107 over, what was it, 107 or 69? Amazing. Looks delicious. Yeah, we like homemade better too. Even my 22-year-old and 18-year-old said it tastes better. It does, and you know exactly what's in it too. That's the difference with that bacon is it is delicious. Oh, the only green food I eat is iguana. Well, that's good. And Rick has to eat 3 times a day. Angie asking, D, how's your finger? Oh, yeah, it's amazing how fast your bruises and injuries go away when you're carnivore. It really is. Angie says, N of one crying out loud. It's not a one size fits all here. Correct. Everybody has their own path that they got to find. Aaron says, I can do OMAD, but tough to get the protein that you need because of the weight loss surgery. Yep. It's actually not a spreadsheet. It's John Together Strong's website, johntogetherstrong.com. One word. Oh, Rick says I was fixing a leak in the refrigerator, broke plastic tubing. That's never good. And Uncle Willie's also around the 205, 210 mark, so hanging in there with me. Yeah, we need the fat, not the protein, but you do need the protein too for the amino acids to a point, but the fat is really important for the body also. And a lot of people that have had the gastric bypass can't have all the fat because it goes right through them too. They have issues with just that. D says, Angie, I've never had a bruise that black heal so fast. I've gotten some scrapes and stuff working on my cars that heal really quick. Like protein. John, going from 367 pounds down to 190, you found maintaining the lower weight is harder than losing it. It's the body's set point. It fights to climb back to the higher weight because it got used to it. And Dr. Jason Fung has the book out there that talks about this in the obesity code on how to reset your metabolic thermostat. So it's actually a good book to read. You know, I had Gary's site in here and it does not want to come up for me anymore. Wait. I just found it. See, one day to the next. My damn browser sometimes doesn't want to work. So, you want some really cool t-shirts? Check out Gary Noslow on Bonfire. That might be the one right link on that. I hope it is. Rick says, as a kid, I roamed construction sites and cow pastures, right? Nothing like going out there and messing with the cattle. Uh, Gary's link is in his YouTube channel description. Terry P. Google Eagle Project Productions, John Together Strong. I did put the link in there for that too. I might put you in the corner. Aaron says, yes, I was on your way to the gym. Figured, why not? Rick says, I have a carnivore lifestyle, but my lifestyle is not only carnivore. Correct. Dan, nice to see you in here tonight. How you doing, brother? JohnTogetherStrong.com. Great site. Go check it out. Walking a dog, listening to so much. Such a great voice. I appreciate that. Rick might be the most active 58-year-old you can find on YouTube. You are correct. And I'm finally catching up with the chat. Dan, enjoy your walk. Was hoping to see you on Liz last night, Dan. Everybody saying hi to Dan. And the bacon. Love that bacon. Charger, I got 190 or 60 BP at rest. Yeah, mine being at what it was there, that was walking around trying to find the blood pressure cuff and sitting down and taking it. So there's no rest period, but it's amazing that my blood pressure is sitting at that. Charger says I set my set point is a step above anorexic. I think you're a little bit higher than that. Yeah, you wish you could have hopped on. You're gonna say Dan's podcast has been the most inspiring podcast I've listened to. So inspiring and honest. He keeps it real, and he hits so many good points when he's on there. No Slow Bonfire. The Obesity Cure was one of the true game changers for me. I love the book. I recommend checking it out. It's actually really good. Dr. Jason Fung has got some really good content on his channel too. John says, I've got to get some things done tonight. So you're going to take off. Thank you all. God bless. Thank you, John, for everything that you're doing. We all greatly appreciate you. When am I going to get my shirt up and running? I don't know. I need to come up with something good. The link says virus. Store no slow. The only one in the community that's skinnier than you, Rick, is Maria Emmerich. What about Kelly Hogan? She's pretty thin too. She's lost a lot of weight. You look at her before pictures when she was really heavy, and then what she looks like now. Tremendous difference. And Ron says he's been at 212 for 3 weeks now. Set point. Yeah, your body reset itself, and that's where it wants to be for right now. And you'll be that way for a little bit, and then all of a sudden you're going to drop some more weight, Ron. Ivy, it's great to see you in here tonight. Hello. Oh, you're welcome for all the kind words. You do a great job, Dan. And I really enjoy watching your content. Ivy says that she created a 150-pound t-shirt. Right? I'm at the 142-pound mark, so I do want to get to that point where I can get a 150-pound t-shirt. Check out Ivy's store too. She's got some cool T-shirts on there. And Rick says that he's pretty strong for being a toothpick. Yep. And strength isn't just muscle. A lot of it has to do with leverage. Some of the smallest people I've met have some of the greatest strength out there. Select, how are you doing tonight? Nice seeing you in here. How's your latest fast going? Dan says, I've heard that the set point blood pressure range is beyond low in this country. I feel it's done deliberate so that people don't consume salt. We need the mineral, especially the live optimal, to live optimally. You're right. And that's one of the biggest things that people don't understand. We need the salt in our bodies. We're a meat battery, and the salt is the electrolyte that helps the energy go through your body. It's very important. You know, I carry my 2 Redmond salts around. I know that they hold 7 grams of salt. I haven't had both of them today. I've had one of them, and this is the full one. So I've had my 7 grams today. Some days I do 14 grams. It all depends upon what my body says I need. But it's important. Angie says, have I watched Dr. Perdip? No, I have not. He's a cardiologist in Orlando, Florida. He has a lot of nerd stats on fasting. Maybe I have watched him. I've actually watched a couple of doctors do that. I have to look him up. I may have watched him before. He may have been who I was watching when I found Jerome. Dee says, Rick, I'm pretty strong for being a girl. The guys that say they need help loading cement or heavy lumber are amazed when I say I'll help. And that's good. Angie saying, hi, Select. How are you? So, holy cow, I've been an hour and 27 minutes. No, hour and 12 minutes. So I started a quarter after. So it is past my time. My wife should be home now. I appreciate everybody stopping in. And hey, look, I have one person on Facebook. And I just got a like on Facebook. I'm streaming to Facebook tonight, as well as YouTube and Rumble. I didn't stream to the X platform. X doesn't let stuff go through, so figured why do that? All right. Aaron, have a good night. Yep. Hey, Blaine. How are you doing? It's great to see you on here tonight, Blaine. I haven't talked with you in a long time. How are you doing, Blaine? That's my cousin. So it's great to see him. Everybody have a great night. I won't be on here on Friday. I might stop in tomorrow night and do the same thing just to say hi. Friday night, I am going to be doing this. I'm going to be going out to dinner for the parents. And you're still healing up. That's good. You said, sorry, guys, you're so late. No, you're fine. Or, yeah, still healing up, you say. Well, I hope you have a great night. Everybody have a great night. Blaine, I hope your healing goes well. I'm going to be doing this again tomorrow night, probably 6:15. Stop in and say hi again. I will put this on Facebook again, so anybody wants to pop on from Facebook, come on in. And we'll talk to you all later. Everybody have a great night. Eat meat. Be happy. It's all it takes.
see. Eating clean, playing my part. Still something breaking inside my heart. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Following every line they drew, still ended up in reverse. Five pills lined up on the sink, each one telling me what to think. Said give it time, you'll be okay, but I kept drifting further away. I was doing everything right, and everything kept getting worse. Gave them everything I had, still couldn't break that curse. Then one day I just let it go, stopped chasing what I didn't know. Took one step, changed one thing, turned my back on everything. On everything. I'm Lance, yeah, this is my why. North Dakota carnivore changed my life. Kept it simple, stripped it down, turned it all